Go to that wide one.
Now, here we go. Go with the white one. Oh, right here?
Nope. The one next to ours. Nope. Up.
You have to say this now before
I'm television.
Never mind. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. Okay. We are live. I am Drew with Comics Elite, and once again, I am here with
Kyle.
Not Kevin. Please get it right.
Yes.
So there is a story behind that, Trish. There is a story with like many moons about that. And we are. This is a very special day in Comics Elite history.
Yeah.
Very first interview for the store ever, and we are here with the great Trish Forstner. Trish.
Hi. Hello, everyone. Hey, how you guys doing?
We are great.
Spectacular.
It's fantastic. Comments are coming in. Hidden. What's I don't know. Hidden. Who's hidden? Oh man, I don't know you're talking about Jamie Garcia Mora.
Well, I'm a long time watcher of Comics Elite, their live shows and everything. So it's really cool to kind of be on the other side.
Yeah, it's great. It's a shame Ernie isn't here because for as often as you interact with Ernie, it's a shame Ernie isn't part of this.
He's missing out.
Ernie's good dude.
Yes, he is. Yeah. Ernie's good. Yeah, Ernie's a good guy.
Yes, he is.
So, Stray Dogs. We're gonna get right off the bat with this. Initially, I was not going to read this series when it first came out. I'm just like, I don't understand this.
Not me.
And Pete had several. Who does our Comics Elite After Hours? Does the website? He had a few up on his table. I was like, I'm already caught up on my books for the week, and I see it. I'm like, you know what? Why not? I'll take a shot. I'm reading it, and I'm just like going through it, like, what? I gotta know what happens next. I'm like, and I put it down. And I'm like, did I really enjoy this much? And I had to hand it off to someone else. I'm like, please tell me that this is as good as I think it is. And they're like, yeah, this is good. I'm like, this is something, And Sean and I never tell. We don't talk about the books we read or our opinions are. It's legit, like honest, So we're legit shocked. And that was his legit reaction when he found out I put that in my top 10s.
Yeah. I was really surprised by his reaction. Well, by your reaction and his reaction, honestly. It was like two different sides of the spectrum. Yeah. And I really enjoyed that when I first saw that video. I mean, I subscribed to you guys' channel, so I saw it when it went up, and I was like, good going, Drew. Nice. I'm going to pretend Sean didn't say what he said, though.
Hey, I'm sure Kim has turned him around on it. Kim has gotten to, because she said in their FOC video, it's like, Sean, you have dogs, you love dogs. And he's like, yeah, I do.
I guess.
Yes.
I guess it's good. Okay.
Oh, he's such a tough guy.
So we're almost 5 issues in. Oh, Ryan Kincaid's in the chat.
Hey,
Trish, my boy Tony made a great project. Ryan Kincaid, you are absolutely correct in that, sir. We're going to show that right there. Yeah, Ryan, that is the legit truth. Very true.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Ryan.
Catch Ryan Kincaid's cover of issue 5. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, wait a minute. I think did Ryan show me that? Oh, Ryan did show me that. But it's good. It's good.
Pastime Comics, I think, and it is an homage to The Shining.
Yes, I did see it. Yeah, it is.
With Earl.
I can't wait till he shows it. It's going to be fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So we're almost five issues in, which is up to like almost the last issue, the conclusion of the main story. What has the reception been for you like so far?
Bananas, and I feel like it's getting like bigger the more issues come out and the more people actually pick it up, because Diamond, I think, has sold out of issue 1 3 times now. Just trying to keep it together, just trying to keep demand together, because by the time people get to, like, some people told me they picked it up at issue 3, and I'm like, why would you pick it up there? But then they're like, because I couldn't find the other 2. So then they grabbed the other 2 off the second and third printings, and it's just been amazing. Like, I've never had this kind of response to anything I've ever done, let alone, this is my first big book. This is one of my first big projects that isn't like owned by somebody else. So it's really cool to finally feel like all that hard work is just paying off.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so we talked to Tone Rodriguez. He was out here a few months ago, and I asked him what it was like. And he had said, according to him, I'm not. This is an exact quote. I'm going off my recollection. It was that this series has been done for a few years, if not more than a few years. It's just been kind of sitting on a shelf, more or less.
Oh no,
is this true? Or
it was actually, we conceived in 2018. Well, actually, Tony conceived it, and then in 2018, he pitched it to me at a Brony convention that we were both at.
What's that? Okay, we'll get back to that. We'll get back to that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so we were sitting next to each other in a vendor hall, and he called me over a artist alley type area. So he called me over to his table, and he pitched me this story, and I fell over instantly. It was like, I have to be involved. I mean, not only do I draw like, cute animal characters, but I've been known to draw a pony or two, my little pony. I worked for a Brony convention for 7 years as their art director, which was really fun. It was a local one.
Big. That's big.
Yeah, it and the convention itself drew upwards of 11,000 people at the end.
Yeah.
It ended 2 years ago. I think 2019 was the last one. But that was because the show ended too. And yeah, so we were like, that's fine. Let's just end it while we're on top. The last big one was 2019 though. But in 2018, Tony pitched his story to me. We were working on it. I have a day job, and it's boring as heck. But it keeps me fed and keeps a roof over my head, so I'm okay with that.
It's that safety net.
Yeah. So you got to have that, and I hadn't done any big projects before, so this was something I was doing. We were both doing in our free time. He was very busy with a bunch of other books at the time, so we were both kind of pitching things back and forth. Within like a week or something, I'm like sending him like pictures on 3x3 post-it notes of character designs. I'm like, this is this character and that's that character, and let's just do it. We were pitching them back and forth. We knew which characters we wanted to have, and so yeah, the whole thing took us about 3 years to put together, all 5 issues.
Wow.
It started in summer of 2018, ended in summer of 2021.
Wow.
Yeah.
So had you gone to other publishers besides Image first to push it, or was it just straight off the bat? You went to Image and they accepted it?
I believe they just went straight to Image.
Wow.
Only because we wanted to keep the rights to it, but we also knew that it was going to be this was by far one of the most marketable ideas that was out there.
Oh, absolutely.
It was a nice tight story, had a nice beginning, middle, end, very put together. And so we just went straight to Image, and they were fantastic with helping us get started. But they didn't really, I don't think they really did too much in the marketing side for us. We did like a little grassroots campaign to help. We sent some stuff out to a lot of comic shops, posters and like flyers and stuff like that. Little welcome kit.
There you go. That's the way to do it sometimes. Sometimes you just got to get to the gritty, get down and dirty. I like it.
Yep. I mean, Tony had this whole, again, through all of this, I've just become kind of like this big comic nerd. I was into comics, in that I loved illustrating, so I did comic covers and stuff. But I wasn't like a collector, and so I didn't have a big network of shops that I hung out with. I have some local shops that I go to, and so we sent some stuff to them, and I kind of knocked on doors, as it were, around here.
Do what you got to do, to get it done. And you guys have got it done to the point that there is I'm going to share. I'm going to minimize us and share a screen here. Game Night Writer team for Stray Dogs horror adaptation. This is September of last year. So when you found out about this? Were you just floored? Was this, or did you already know this is going to happen, or?
Well, we kind of knew this was already going to happen because Tony is friends with Gary. They're
Oh, wow.
longtime
Oh.
friends, so they, as soon as Gary was really into the story, as far as I'm aware, he was very into it. So he was already pitching and helping us along the way. So they pitched it to a bunch of studios. I think we pitched it to like Hulu and not Hulu, Amazon, your big ones, your Netflixes and your whatevers. But Paramount picked it up. We were surprised that Paramount picked it up.
Yeah, that's Paramount.
And they even picked it up before like the end was written. Like they picked it up before. Yeah, they picked it up before the end. Like
wow,
smart.
Now we have an ending.
Yeah.
They knew.
Yes, they did.
Yep. And so Gary, he's also got credits with Stephen King's It, the new ones. Annabelle. He has a dog that's a pug. So if you look, the character Killer is based on his dog. So we love this whole thing, like this whole idea of it being a movie potentially. And if they do it the way I want, which would be like a 90s style of animation, like a classic, like a Don Bluth turned to 11, like Don Bluth let off a leash. Oh, that's what I want.
Yes.
I mean, that's the only way it can be done, right? I don't see it done any other way.
I mean, live action. I just don't. If they did a live action, I'd be like, I don't know about this.
If I see like a Milo and Otis version of this movie, I swear to God, I'm just gonna leave the planet. I don't want to live here anymore.
It's like you guys just lost the point of this. Come on,
you don't get it.
I don't want it to look like a Long Journey Home. I don't want the dogs to be very realistic, only because I can't watch a real dog go through what these dogs go through.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's like Homeward Bound, but much worse.
But a horror movie, yeah.
More like, Homeward Bound turned to like the dark side. I don't know.
Turn to Silence of the Lambs. It's like
I can't do it. I can't. But I could totally see it looking like it does in our book, which is like a 90s kind of nostalgia feel. It gives you that like warm hug of nostalgia and then punches you in the face with emotions. It's really cool.
Yeah, and speaking of that, that animation style, you've often been compared to Don Bluth with your style. So have you interacted at all much with him, with Don Bluth? Or have you ever met him?
I've never actually met him like in the real world, but he did this little like online thing many years ago. He still does some form of it. It's like a master class now that you have to pay for, but I did like a little online workshop-y thing a few years ago, and it was really educational. I learned a lot from him, and he said nice things about my stuff, so I could die happy.
You're getting blessed from God right there at that point. That's amazing.
Basically, when you have the building blocks and just somebody just gives you a little push, it just feels so good. I don't know. I felt so validated after that. And then as far as my style goes, I don't really pick a style, honestly. I think it's just years of just mishmashing all of my different wants together. Like, I wanted to be like someone who worked at Disney, so I got that little bit of that style. I wanted to be someone who worked at Warner Brothers, so I got a little bit of that style going. And then I wanted to be like a Don Bluth, someone who worked at Blue Studios, so I got a little bit of that going. It's just I can turn on and off these little styles.
That's great. You could be you're a chameleon. You can blend in. Yeah,
it works.
That's great. Yeah,
that's the best part.
Yeah,
it does. It's going to a fourth. I mean, something's going well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as more people discover like the book, like that's why it has to keep going back to a print. But we'll also have another reprint of issue 1 when Free Comic Book Day comes around. So, yeah.
So I did bring this up in a video yesterday. I did the Free Comic Book Day edition. We're going to see the prequel, or more or less the origin story of the Master.
Yeah, it's pretty much the story of the first dog who comes to live with the Master and how he comes to be there. You get a lot, you can glean a lot from it, even though there aren't a lot of words in it, I could say. But you glean a lot out of these 10 pages. So it's 10 pages prequel, and then a reprint of issue 1, just to keep people, to know where they are in the timeline. And then, it's just in time for the trade too. That comes out in September. It's just going to be like Free Comic Book Day is going to be amazing. I can't wait to see what people think of it.
So are you going to be going to any stores on Free Comic Book Day? Are you slotted to be at a store on Free Comic Book Day?
Yeah, I'll be at Collector's Corner in Parkville, Maryland.
Okay.
That day. Yeah, shout out Collector's Corner. That's they're a real local shop to me. And have been very supportive through this whole thing. Third Eye Comics is in Annapolis. They're about 45 minutes from me. Yeah, that's a good store. I like them. They just opened up like their 5th location or something. They are
doing something right.
Good for them.
Blowing up. They're blowing up. But yeah, and I'm pretty sure that they're pretty crazy on Free Comic Book Day. But the Collector's Corner in Parkville, they do it up right. They have like a little party, I mean, I don't know how big it'll be this time with COVID and all. Yeah. But with restrictions lifting, who knows? It'd probably be a party again.
Absolutely. Yeah, and this is a great moment, to have a party over. Oh
my gosh, we're all getting back out there in the world. It's going to be fantastic.
Yes.
I just, I think I got cheated out of a lot of experiences with this book because of COVID.
We could have had you here with Tone. You could be here with Tone right now.
I couldn't. I didn't get to go to like a San Diego. I didn't get to go to New York Comic Con. I didn't get to do any of the big boys. All the big things. So hopefully, as this stuff lets up, we'll be able to get out there and see some people, because I haven't gotten to see a lot of people. I know I'm doing a con in October, so.
Oh,
yeah.
Ooh.
Baltimore Comic Con.
Oh, hey, there we go. It makes sense.
Yep, I'll be there.
So let's get some of these comments.
Yeah.
Jorge Vasquez, we got that. You're going to be doing more or less a prequel, from Free Comic Book Day, prequel story.
Yep. Yeah, it's a tight story. So the 5 issues is the main story. Then we have the prequel, and then we'll have a book called Dog Days come out later this year that is slightly expanding on the dogs that are in the background that we don't really get to dive too much into.
That's awesome.
I like it.
There we go.
It's going to be like an anthology, I think. It's going to be like a bunch of different like stories that take place in the beginning or after they've been with the master, but before Sophie gets there. Yeah. So,
I'm on board. I'm on board. Yeah.
Yep.
And next one we got is sup everyone. Congrats. Well deserved. Keep up the great work.
Thanks, Dwayne.
Yeah, and Roman Savage, love the series, big fan, awesome.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah. And Jason Hershkowitz, I think I said that right. Killer is on the Annabelle homage cover, and Gary worked on Annabelle. That's cool. That's right. Here we go. Makes sense.
Mind blown.
Yeah, we're gonna show the covers here in a little bit, and Jason Holden. So happy to see Stray Dogs getting the love it deserves. A full feature animated movie would be amazing. Absolutely.
I think that's kind of genre breaking too. Like, I don't think there's a real like animated horror movie to speak of. Can you think of one? I mean,
the only like, I would say like more. Actually, Watership Down is the only thing I could think of that comes close. Yeah, to that. But that's another thing.
Watership Down like traumatized me as a child.
Yes, it's like what is going on here?
It's a little creepy.
Yeah. Secret in Them, to a level, has some horror elements. Black Cauldron. There we go.
The Black Cauldron. That was like Disney's darkest film, and of course, least popular for Disney. Yeah. But it's like, to me, a closet hit, because they didn't try anything like that before, and
no, they didn't.
They never did again.
Nope, it was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
Yep. It was. If you go back and watch now as an adult, if you go back and rewatch your Secret of Nim or your All Dogs Go to Heaven, even that movie, they are so messed up now. If you think about it, so many like crazy images of like heaven and hell, and like Charlie's on a boat on the river Styx going to hell. Like, holy crap!
Even Pinocchio. Pinocchio's messed up too. Yeah. You watch that? Holy crap! It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yep. You just become increasingly more aware of how messed up that stuff is.
Yeah.
It's so needed. And that's why this is needed now. We need this in our society now, I think. It's like, let's go. Let's get this going.
And then you have a new appreciation for some of these older movies, like The Secret of Nim. Like, think of that, like sentient rats,
Yeah. And speaking of Secret of Nim, before we went live, I think you have an original film cell of Secret of Nim.
I do. I have an All Dogs Go to Heaven original cell too, but that's not framed or put up anywhere. But I love Don Bluth movies, and his cells are so easy to come by. That one behind me was like $300. That's not that bad though in comparison. It's right before she grabs the stone, burns her hands up, and that's like one of my favorite scenes. And there's another of my favorite scenes when she's in when she's at the house and the house is sinking, and Mr. Ages is there, and Nicodemus had just died, and her and Mr. Ages are hugging. I have that cell so beautiful. I just like the animation quality in that film, and you can tell like certain animators from scene to scene. The same one who did this one did that one, and it's just so beautiful, so beautiful.
Yeah, for me, Robin Hood. I mean, when he was working at Disney. Robin Hood for me, it's like even to this day when I watch Robin Hood, I get choked up watching Robin Hood. And actually, I got the song as my ringtone on here.
Oh God!
Yeah, love that. Yeah, I love that movie.
Yes, that movie's great. I think that was one of the first movies that I'd seen where he actually was, I think, credited. But the uncredited Don Bluth in The Fox and the Hound was also very good. So
I need to watch that again. I'm fairly certain I'll be crying my eyes out.
Like The Fox and the Hound, we actually had, that was kind of like some discussion that we had early on in development of, say, Earl, for instance, because there's a hound dog in that movie. There's hound dogs and bloodhounds in that movie too. And we didn't want to, I said, I don't want to watch any of this stuff. I want to go completely out of my own mind because I don't want to focus on that. I don't want to have that be what's in my head when I go to create these characters. Yeah. So, of course, I look at the actual dog breeds themselves and, what I remember to create them. This was kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the Bloodhound from Best in Show.
Yeah.
Hubert.
Yeah, Hubert. Trish went from overlooked to overbooked. That is boom. There we go. Love that.
It's legit.
Ooh, C2E2. How about C2E2?
Oh my gosh. I have to really figure out. I need to figure out my time off schedule for this year because I got sick and I was out of work for a little while. But I had to use up all my time.
Ooh.
So yeah, I had to start over again. I mean, I know that it really kind of sucks, but I want to get to some of these shows. Like C2E2 is a big one.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know a lot of people in Chicago that would love to that I would love to see.
Honestly, I could just see your booth being wrapped up around the corner.
Oh yeah.
I could see you being like Christopher Priest. I met Christopher Priest at C2E2 a couple years ago, and he wasn't expecting a line. He looks around the corner and he was like, "My God!" And it's just
what's going on here?
They just come out of the woodwork. It's crazy.
It's great.
Yeah, I can't wait to see. Hopefully, I mean, when I'm at Baltimore Comic-Con, I feel like a little fish in a big pond. There's just so many great people there, and it's just I feel lost among them.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's like we're going to be going to a show in Connecticut, the Terrificon in July. And I'm often told that show and Baltimore, those are like the artist conventions. Those two are like the show. If you're an artist, these are the shows you go to.
Yeah, but I feel lost among all these crazy talented people. And I usually request to be put where the kids section is because I draw a lot of cute stuff. So, yeah. I mean, cute superheroes, cute ponies, cute dogs, you name it.
Yeah.
Cute stuff. So I go over there and, I get a lot of foot traffic, but not a lot of, people to talk to. So hopefully they'll talk to me now that I'm somebody.
There's no doubt in my mind. Absolutely.
And we'll be hunting you down.
I see Albert's comment here on a cat themed comic. I would love to draw a cat themed comic. I've got a few little repertoire of cat characters, but we are going to do a story in the mini that has a cat in it just because I said what if it would be what if a cat lived with a dog and hated the dog, but then the dog was gone? What happens to the cat? How does the cat feel once the dog is gone? Because the master, the master took the dog. Yeah. So I mean, all of these things are kind of in development. We're kind of pitching them back and forth, but that's kind of my jam is to two opposites that like don't really get along. The dog loves the cat, but the cat hates the dog, and then the dog is gone, and now the cat. What's is the cat sad? Like, is the cat upset? Like, does he go on a vengeance quest? Ooh. Like, what do we do?
So you got to bring that to the cat, because most people like me hate cats.
Yes, if you can get me emotionally attached to a cat, that's bravo. Yeah.
I like drawing cats. I draw a lot of cats. Like The Lion King was like one of my biggest inspirations when I was a kid. When that movie came out, it changed out all my art style. It changed everything for me. So I was drawing a lot of lions, a lot of like big cats, and whatever. I'm like studying everything I can, and so cats are great source of inspiration for artwork.
Oh yeah. Hey,
but I don't actually have a cat. My husband's allergic, so.
Okay,
me too.
Yeah. So it looks like the last convention question. Any chance for ECC? That's the Emerald City Comic Con.
Emerald City. I'd love to go out there. I don't know. I honestly don't know what the near future, what the future holds. Right now I'm just kind of taking it one step at a time, because as the world opens back up, traveling gets a little crazy.
It's been nuts here.
Crazy. Oh my gosh.
And you're in Maryland. I mean, I've been to Maryland several times, and I can't begin to imagine the traffic on the highways now with everyone getting out, just how packed it is.
Well, I know that I work at home now as a rule. Yeah. So thank goodness I don't have to leave my house anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, the world is crazy, and my commute was like 40 minutes every morning. So imagine by the time I log off at night and I'm drawing at night, it's it's 6, 7 o'clock at night. I'm logging off from work, and then I got to eat and walk the dog and take care of my responsibilities. It's 9 o'clock when I'm sitting down to draw. So I listen to Ernie in the live stream while I draw.
Nice.
It kind of helps me. Not that he helps me zone out, but it just kind of helps, that I can listen to them, read the comments. I can know what's going on in the comic book world. Believe it or not, the Comics Elite live streams have helped me learn a lot about the comics too. Like, I don't know what to read anymore. Like, there's so many good books out there. You guys help me a lot. So
I mean, Sean, Kyle, and I, we are legit reading. I mean, anywhere at least from 20 comics to, I think my record was like 31 in 1 week.
Holy crap! Man.
It's legit reading, and discriminating which ones are better than the others.
I get all my picks from you guys anyway. I like to take all my picks from you.
I mean, I love indie books. Now. I'm a huge fan of indie books. Oh yeah. And it's like Stray Dogs, Space Bastards, and Ultra Mega have been the three for me that have been consistently great. I can't say Berserker yet because it's only been 2 issues, but you guys have had more than that, and these have been great so far.
I like to give a book 3 issues to hook me in.
Yes.
I do the same thing with new TV shows too. So it's like, if you got 3 episodes to hook me, if I'm still not bought, then I pass. Then I stop. But it's hard to invest into new books. Like, I understand the apprehension because some people don't have $5 to spend every week on a new book.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And there's so many good ones out now. Oh my God, I don't have time for them all.
Yeah,
but it's so good. I love the indie comic scene. I love all the crazy ideas people come up with. Garrett Gunn's got a Kickstarter for The Good Boy.
Yeah.
Me and Tony are doing a 2-pager in that one.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah, in the Kickstarter. So go back.
Is that a Comics Elite exclusive? We just found out about. Is this breaking news?
Breaking news.
Oh yeah.
Breaking news.
There we go.
I think for the number 1, Ernie might have teased doing one with me, so I might be doing that one.
Oh,
okay. So we'll see. But yeah, it's gonna be badass. I love Garrett Gunn's stuff. So anytime, I feel like I was so late to the bus for him. He's did War Corns, and I did a exclusive for another shop for his birthday, for the birthday bash, and it was all My Little Pony themed, so it was fantastic.
Nice.
It came out really well. I mean, there's right in my wheelhouse, crazy anthropomorphic characters and massive violence. I love it.
Trish, you're getting a lot of love in the comments right
now.
And, this one right here looks like my wife is a school teacher, and even she absolutely loves stray dogs. I thought it'd be a perfect intro to comics since the art is awesome and the story is so compelling. Anxiously waiting for number 5. We all are. We were all waiting anxiously for number 5.
Yeah, number 5. What, 2 weeks now? It'll be like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Oof. It feels like it's so long in between number 4 and number 5, but it only got pushed. It got pushed a week because of me. I'm sorry, everyone. Because of me. I was in the hospital.
You can't rush.
Please have mercy.
Yeah.
Please have mercy. Please have mercy.
They're going to be turning on you pretty soon here.
I know. They're like, it's your fault. I have to wait.
How dare you?
It's technically, actually, no. It was supposed to come out this week. It was supposed to be like the 16th.
Oh.
It was supposed to come out, and it was my fault that it got pushed a week because I wasn't able to finish my lines in time. I'm sorry, everyone.
But yeah, it's not like artists, comics are always delayed. It happens,
Yep.
But I'm glad it was only a week. Like it could,
as opposed to months.
Yeah, I was gonna say it stood to reason that it could get really bad.
You get Gary Frank level.
Yeah.
Years.
No, there's no way. I did not want that for this book. Like, it deserves the beginning, middle, and end that it gets.
Oh yeah.
Stray ponies.
Stray ponies. Ooh, there we go.
Hey, I could totally do that. That would be an excellent crossover. I could make it work.
Flowing. Yep.
But that universe is set. Like, we sold it from the point of view of the dogs because we wanted to feel like, they can't hold things. They can't pull a door open and escape. They can't we need you to feel for these dogs. And that's the same thing we do in the pony universe. They can't hold things with their hands, only we don't put them in situations of peril. Most I ever did was, have a, gunslinger battle with a robot. But, that was cool.
So speaking of the dogs on the cast of the book, which ones are your favorites? Which one is your favorite? Or top 3? It's hard to have a favorite one when you create them, but I
have a super bias for Roxy because she's based on my dog.
Okay.
And I have an Alaskan Malamute, so I based her. That was just me being greedy. I needed this. So there aren't Malamute things out there in the world, and so I had to create my own things. So Roxy is one of my favorites, but my favorites to draw, there are 2. Gucci, the Cornish Rex, I believe that's what he is.
Oh,
the Fu Manchu or something.
Yeah. I love her. She's one of the best. Just to draw because she's so unusual. We wanted a character that was kind of really unusual looking, but knew she was a princess. Basically acted really, super dramatic.
So those are Sean's dogs.
Oh, yes.
Sean's dogs.
Yes.
Right, literally right here behind his desk, he's got dog beds right back here for his dogs. So if he says he doesn't like dogs, I'm like, Sean, what the hell do you call this? I'm
liar.
Liar. Yeah, you're putting on a throne of lies here. Jeez.
Evidence. So Gucci's really fun to draw because she's unusual and she has a whole bunch of hair and fluff and stuff that you can, and a mustache, and I love that.
Yeah. I love that.
And Henry was really fun to draw. That was kind of one of my picks. He's the poodle. He has a giant poof on his head, and I love the giant poof on his head. And he's very round and just fun. And I wanted a dog that was a fancy poodle, but he's just kind of a regular dog.
Okay.
I feature him with a very deep voice.
So my favorite one has been Aldo, simply because my brother has a dog that looks just like Aldo, and here's the photos of him right here.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Her. This is Ruby. It's short for Mrs. Ruby Wigglebottom. Is her name.
Oh.
And she was cold that day in her little blanket.
Dog burrito.
Yep.
Oh, the heart on the side. I love it.
And there she is, just what do you want from me? Why are you looking at me like that?
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. She looks just like Aldo. I'm like, oh, there's my dog.
I feature the when we designed Aldo, we wanted like a hound dog type that wasn't like a hound dog. It was more like a beagle mix.
Yeah, this
So-
is just like Ruby. Yeah.
Aw, that's so good. I love it when we hit like home runs like this. It's just an accident. We did it.
It's a happy accident.
Exactly.
Aw.
Yeah, that's how a lot of the great stuff happens. Happy accidents.
I cannot believe how close it is, though. Like, that's really good.
Yeah.
Identical, yeah.
Aw.
So, Kyle, which one is your favorite one?
Rusty is my favorite.
Rusty.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love the like hero type? He's just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he was
he's
meant to be
so
like the
American.
Dodger of the group. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember Oliver and Company, but
Oh, yeah.
he's kind of meant to be like the cool one. The
Yeah.
he's calm, he's collected.
Mhm.
He's
Oh,
just,
yeah.
And oddly enough, the one I empathize with a lot of them, but the one, all of them have great moments. Almost all these have great moments in this.
Mhm.
Like the one that gets me. I mean, the one I feel the one I feel the worst for is Earl. Like I love Earl, and I feel like when you get in issue 4, you see what he's gone through in the past. When he learns it, when he remembers it, it's like, oh my God, this is heartbreaking.
Yeah, his whole world literally flips upside down in issue
Yes.
4.
Yeah,
And-
absolutely.
And he remembers it. And
Yes.
the way the roller coaster for him kind of, you'll see in issue 5. I cannot spoil that for you.
No, don't. Yeah, this is a
Please
fun roller
don't.
coaster. Yeah.
You need it. You need
Yes.
the full circleness of his life.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we get the most insight into him, and we get the most insight into Sophie through this whole ordeal.
Mhm.
But yeah, I feel so much for Earl, but I wanted him to be like a weasel. Like,
Yeah,
you
he kind of in issue 3. Issue 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, issue 3.
yeah, issue 3, he's just a huge dick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
He was just like, why? Why would you do this to your friends? These
You're
are your
rat.
friends. Rat.
Yeah.
But like we needed him to be that kind of morally gray character that you don't know is good or bad. And so in issue 4, when he learns about it, he's just like, oh my God, I cannot believe it. And so you see the hair standing on end, and he's just looking at his master like, you son of a.
Yeah. I love that moment. It's just great. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he's like, and the guns pointed at him. It's just terrifying. Like,
It is.
But I'll say one of the more heartbreaking moments. I'm going to show some of the cover. There's been a lot of covers for this series. It's insane how many covers there have been.
yeah, I think we're something up on like 33 now or 34.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Bananas.
seriously, anyone in the audience, you just do a Google search for Stray Dogs comic covers. So many come up, and the one that breaks my heart the most is because it happens in the comic. Is right here. This when you see him,
Doesn't this one just kill you?
Oh, yes,
my
it
God.
does. It kills me every time when I see it. It just
And we revisited this because this is like a panel from the book, from the comic, that we kind of expanded upon and redrew. So like I redrew his whole face, to break your hearts even more. I did that on purpose. I'm a monster. I'm a monster.
I thought John Wick was bad, but this is just like,
I'm
I
a
don't think
horrible
so.
monster. Like, the one of the lines in the script for issue 5 was "Kill him, Trish. Kill him. Kill the audience." That's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm sorry, guys.
Success. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, you did that.
Looks like Paul Chavez. He's going to go ahead and take the risk and whip out the single issues and read them. He's been holding them back, so looks like he's finally
waiting
going to
for the trade. Ooh,
Yeah.
he was. I have a lot of friends on my list that have been waiting for the trade, and I'm like, you're gonna wait till September? You're gonna kill yourself. It's just agonizing. Like, it's got to see what everybody's talking about. Just read it once and stick it back in the plastic. You'll be fine.
There you go.
Jason Holden right here, and he's right about this. I mean, you're going to be hit up like crazy for commissions. I guarantee you.
Ooh, yes.
You will be.
I love drawing other people's dogs. The thing that I find they never do is give me like clear reference of their actual, like they'll give me like a picture of their dog that's looking straight up at the camera. And I'm just like, that's just their head. Like, what's the rest of their body look like?
Yeah.
Can I see it? Or it's in the dark and all you see is their eyes glowing. Like, oh, what a beautiful dog.
So, okay, here we go. I think we talked about this kind of, but what was the moment that you realized this was going to be a massive hit? How did you celebrate?
Oh my God. when number one went to a second print, when they called us, like I was at a shop, I was at Third Eye, and I got a text from Tony saying that that was sold out everywhere, and that was going to second print. I was freaking out. I didn't know how to celebrate because we were still kind of in lockdown. It was like February.
Yeah.
So I went to my favorite Mexican place. Thankfully, they were allowing us to sit inside and eat.
Nice.
I went to my favorite Mexican place and had a margarita.
Hey. What's your favorite dish to get at a Mexican place? What's your favorite meal to get at a Mexican restaurant?
Ooh, there's plenty. I mean, like, I'm a classic taco lady. I'll do that. Or the place that I go to, they have these shrimp, and they're wrapped in bacon, stuffed with jalapenos and cheese.
Ooh.
And they're grilled, and it's amazing. And they're fajitas, but I don't do them that way. I just eat the shrimp.
Ooh, man, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. But who doesn't love a nice grilled shrimp stuffed with jalapeno? That's so good.
That sounds
and
great.
cheese.
I'm Jones
and then
yeah.
Now we're all hungry.
Yeah.
But they do this thing. It's like a piñata, and it's made out of chocolate, and you can they give you like a stick, and you can hit it. It's a mess, but it's fantastic. So that's my way of celebrating, is to eat, because I love food.
So same here. We love, yeah. So The Silence of the Lambs is what made me pick up the book, the homage cover for Silence of the Lambs. That was.
Can I tell you that these homage covers, they almost didn't happen. Like they almost weren't a thing.
Wow.
We were kind of on the fence about doing those things at the beginning, because we were like, we want this book to stand on its own. And, we were having our prideful artist moments.
Yeah.
And, Image was like, well, people might give this to their kids. And I'm like, oh, snap. We should probably do something to keep people from giving this to their kids. Like, this isn't like your classic children's book. I mean, we don't do anything horrible in it.
But like, I mean, a lot of the great animated films and cartoons, they've had a darker side to them. Just exposing kids to that. It can more or less be kind of a good thing. In growth and development. Seeing the darker side of things. But for some of the element in this, maybe not.
Yeah,
but
right.
In a sense, to experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like we almost didn't do them because we were being. People understand. We put a little warning on the back. People understand, right?
Yeah.
No. So we went ahead and we did this Silence of the Lambs cover, and man, the response was overwhelming. People loved it, so we just kept doing it. Each one had we have a system, we have our A's and our B's. Mm-hmm. No incentives. The only incentive one was this acetate variant from issue 1.
I've got that at home. Tone did a remark on it for
where
me.
He colored in didn't he color in the Stray Dogs thing with red? I'm like,
yes, he did.
That's so brilliant. I need a paint marker. Somebody get me a paint marker. I need to draw on people's acetate variants. But the acetate variant was literally the only incentive, and the only thing they had to do was buy like 25 copies, and then they could buy as many of that as they wanted.
Yeah, and we had stacks of them. And they all gone. They're gone.
I signed a bunch of them this past week when they showed up at my house. There was like boxes from Ernie.
That sounds like Ernie.
I knew it. I told you this in the video. Ernie squirreled these away. I knew it.
Oh my God. There was like 500 books. I'm not even kidding. There were so many. There were so many. It took me hours to do. I had to unpack them all because you guys pack them up so crazy. And then repack them. And I repacked them as crazy as they were sent to me. So, it was really good. Yes. Comics Elite, man.
Yeah.
Love that packaging.
Yeah.
All right. So sorry, go ahead.
I saved it all. It was good. Like 500 books, though. It was like 462 books. I'm not even kidding. I actually did count.
Oh, Ernie.
Yeah.
I love Ernie.
But most of those were already bought, though.
Okay. I thought they were.
Okay.
I wish that there were 500 of them that you guys were just like, we're just gonna drop these on you.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Hey.
There may or may not have been times in the past.
Yeah.
There may have been some in there that might have been like for the shop.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, which one of the homage covers is your favorite one?
Oh, I have so many. Like the Poltergeist one. That was like one of the horror movies when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That I saw. That didn't traumatize me. I'm glad we didn't do any like Freddy's or anything like that. Nightmare on Elm Street traumatized me so bad.
Too far. Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, we have to do something where they're not holding something. So, like, if anything where they're like holding something, like the Friday the 13th one for number 5, that one we had to use the master because our dogs don't have hands, so they don't hold things.
It works. It works perfectly. Awesome. I love it. Yeah,
I love it.
That one's one of my favorite ones. Tony, it took him 5 days to do the inks on this. It was legit. Like all the trees, everything, all that black. He did that.
It's just like the original poster. It's just like it.
Mm-hmm. And he did it. I drew the dogs. I drew the dogs, and he did the rest. Like he really ran away with that one.
I mean, it almost looks like a Bob Ross painting. It's crazy.
It does. It's so good. I'm getting that for sure.
And we had to
in the background. Yeah.
We had to like a lot of this is all hybrid stuff. So like I did the sketch part and he did the like ink and color, and then all of that treatment. He loves fonts and stuff, so he's super into that. And he he really did his best to match up everything.
Absolutely.
So little segue here. Harry Novak would love to show off your artwork to the Annapolis and Anne Arundel community at a future exhibit in our little Maryland Cultural and Conference Center gallery space.
Oh my gosh, that would be awesome.
Oh, hey, that's huge.
Yeah, that's those are local places to here to Maryland, especially Anne Arundel County. That's not that far from here. Annapolis is where I go for the fancy Mexican food that I love.
Nice.
Frozen sangria, just hook me up.
And we could coordinate with Third Eye for a party.
Oh my God, that would be amazing!
Wow, that's the big time right there.
That would be amazing.
You made it.
Yeah.
They just had James Tinian at their place today, so like they're like going off. Sorry, did I say James? Is his name not James?
Yeah, James. Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I don't get roasted anywhere.
Oh no, it's fine. Yeah, it's okay.
But they just had him there at their store today, and somebody else. They were just doing a big signing.
So speaking of big names in the industry, I mean, you've had some big names give you props for this series, like Scott Snyder, Jason Aaron, were two that come to mind.
I was super blown away. One of the showrunners for Lucifer, which is one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
The guy who does Shadecraft.
Oh.
He gave us some props too, and I was like, "Oh, we're basically best friends now, right?"
Absolutely.
You want to do karate in the basement? Yep. Let's do it.
That's right.
That chip in quick.
Yeah, you guys want to go out to the garage? Let's go.
Yeah.
Yep. We're basically best friends. He said something nice, and I was just like, I love that show. I loved him, before that. And so I never really talked to him until he said something nice about our book. And I was like, oh my God, you're reading our book? Now I feel like, extra embarrassed for myself.
Hey, you never know. You really never know. It's just like, oh my God, they're actually reading this.
That's what was blowing me away is like the bigger the snowball gets.
Yes.
I'm just like, oh my God, I'm going to just.
I mean, come Free Comic Book Day, this is going to be nuts.
Oh, it's going to be
yeah. I can't wait for Free Comic Book Day. I'm excited to meet people like for the first time since all of this COVID business. It's going to be really neat to see people's reactions and see how they act, see how they, whatever. I'm just going to make sure I have a whole mess of pens ready.
I would have Kleenexes ready too, because I can guarantee you there are going to be a lot of people breaking down like, oh my God.
Let me tell you what.
Yep.
Let me tell you, when we get the emails from people after the issues come out, like they're still sending us pictures of their dogs, and that's fantastic. I've seen so many people's dogs that have either passed away or they're in our book, and our book is some sort of memorial for their dog. Like I've got a couple of my friends' dogs who's passed away, and I'm like,
yeah.
But like at the end of issue 3, we had to do you notice we do these dogs. So at the end of issue 3, we did that black page, and then you turn, and then you get the nice pictures of the dogs. Yeah. And I'm like, we had to have these palette cleansers at the end of these books, man, because they're rough.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just come down.
Yeah, you got to come down from that. It's just like, man.
We actually added pages to issue 5. Like we had to make issue 5 bigger because it was cover to cover for the story. So we had to actually add like 4 pages for the dogs at the back because the response has been, and I think there's a cat in one of those too. Somebody was like, I don't have a dog, but I love your book. Here's my cat. And I was like, oh, great. I want to see who finds him. It's going to be like, Where's Waldo? The pictures are so small. Because we had to fit we had 158 or something of them that we had to fit in. Crazy. Wow. I love it though. I wouldn't change it.
No, yeah, I mean, you're very fortunate, because there are a lot of creators who I'm sure is with Image, wish they had, these numbers, if this reception, I guarantee there's a lot who wish they had this, reaction to their comic, and you're very fortunate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect to get anywhere close to this, but now that it is, it's like, and being new. Okay, so I'll give you a little hint on how new I am. I didn't know that from issue 1 to issue 2, you'd see a drop in your number, in your FOC number. So when I saw the second issue FOC number, I was like, oh my God, did people hate us that much? What happened? That number dropped so steeply. And they were like, no, you just don't understand. People are buying the number 1 as a speculative buy. And I'm like, I don't understand that.
Yeah, it's you because you are legit as a store. You're gambling at that point. You're hoping it's going to be big, but you don't want to go in big and it's going to bomb. So a lot of the stores doing the FOC were expecting it not to be that big from issue 1, and then before they knew it, it's like, crap. I go. Before they know, they gotta go back to Diamond, and they're sold out. It's like, God damn. When
they sold out the first day, man, I almost fainted. It was crazy. Yeah. And then we had, when the numbers for issue 2 came, but we've gone on the increase every time, every month since, which I hear is not common either.
It's not. No. It is. And it is not common. That is fantastic.
Yeah. And Tone told me this isn't common. This is not for it to be my first book. Yeah. For this to happen this way. This is not common at all. And so I'm like, this is lightning in a bottle. I don't know if or when I will ever do this again. Yeah. So I'm just trying to keep up with it. And stray dogs, it's right in my wheelhouse. Dogs in general. I just love dogs. So, it's just been so cool. I don't know what else to say about it. It's just,
Yeah, I mean, this is a great comment right here. There's really nothing like it on the market. That is the truth. That is the truth.
I really love this book for that because, you've got your superheroes in peril. You've got your superheroes in a bad way, books, and your alternative heroes and all your anti-heroes and all that stuff that your big market guys have. And it's just, we wanted to do something that you don't see every day. What if this was a house with 11 insane people in it, or 11 people that didn't have, or that had amnesia?
Yeah.
Instead of 11 dogs that are in peril. Would you care as much if it was 11 people with amnesia, even though I think that was a show?
It sounds familiar. Something about that does sound familiar.
But I think that was a show where they were all in different rooms or something like that, and they escaped the rooms to find each other in the hall, and they're like, "How do I know you, or do we know each other?" Yeah, it would be like that where you don't really care, and then
it's
turn
just
it off.
Different. Yeah, it's different with dogs. It's like we have that kinship with them. It's different.
Yep. I think it's different. You could have done the same thing with cats or rabbits or whatever animal of choice. I think just you have a visceral reaction when it's animals in peril versus people in peril, because people have the ability to tell you what's up.
Yeah, dogs got personality.
Yes,
it goes a long way.
Oh man, creating the personalities for these dogs was my dream. Yeah, because you got to capitalize on a couple of things. We got to do some of the traditional horror movie tropes, but you have your final girl in Sophie. And then you have your, the rest of them. You got your grumpy curmudgeon type, and you've got your, but the thing I like about them is that the dogs aren't always focused on the action at hand. So in the background, you've got other dogs that are just kind of being dogs, which I think is really cool. We got to do a lot with this book in what I feel is a little bit of frames. Like I got in issue 4, I think there was some acting with Imogene that I really loved, that no one else really picked up on, but I did. There was just a whole page where she's staring at the other dogs, and she's like taking a head count, and she realizes one of them's not there, and she walks over to her water bowl and drinks. Sad. She looks sad, and she's drinking, and then that's where we kind of leave her, and then she's kind of wandering around later and bumps into Earl before he goes to discover.
Yeah. Old Earl.
Yeah.
And there's someone talking about this, the Pet Cemetery one. They're like, this is a very fitting cover for the series. I'm like,
I picked that one.
You did?
That's awesome.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah.
Perfect.
It was a little on the nose, but
on the nose.
Yeah. It's a little on the nose.
But it's great.
Yeah. People don't cringe when humans get killed. You know,
that's kind of sad. That's kind of sad state
Kinda
of
true.
affairs in our world, but you know.
yeah.
I think we were more. There's a couple of podcasters that I've become friends with over time since they've been reviewing the book, and every one it just ramps up as to how much they hate us. Probably. Like I'm like, oh, I love your reaction. I'm so sorry.
At least you're getting a reaction.
Yeah, you
love
know,
or hate.
yes, exactly.
Like, you guys know what you're doing, and they swear at us a bunch, and then I'm like, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. We know what we're doing, kind of. But like, it comes so like full circle sometimes with some of these covers. Like if you look at the number 1 B cover, the Silence of the Lambs one, and then you look at the number 1 third print, which is Scream.
I love that one.
Okay, that one.
They look kind of similar.
There you go.
Oh, right there. Yep, there it is.
Yeah, they look kind of similar. You
Yeah.
see?
Yeah.
You've got Sophie with the big wide eyes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I liked kind of that kind of feeling, keeping some symmetry to it. Anyway,
I love it.
but the number 1 fourth print looks really good. I think.
Number 1 fourth print is that the is this one right here, or is that a variant?
That's a variant.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a store variant. The number 1, the 4th printings. Hang on, I shall divulge. I shall divulge. Because I have them all.
Is it up yet, or is it?
They've been announced. They were just announced yesterday, I believe, or the day before. The number 1 fourth print is The Thing.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
That's right. We did see that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that. That looks amazing. I love The Thing. It's probably my favorite horror film of all time.
There it is.
And there she is, right there. I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, that's
it,
going to be that's awesome. I drew that. Actually, Rusty actually had it. That's supposed to be Rusty. You can't really tell.
Okay.
But because he's kind of up in the air and possessed by whatever. But yeah, so that one was my favorite of the next 4. But I also have a super bias toward the Evil Dead.
Yes.
And Midsommar, the Midsommar variants.
Yeah, I was trying to remember the I was
Midsommar,
like Midsommar. Yeah, because our stepbrother, his wife, girlfriend, she did the continuity on that film on Midsommar.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she told us some stories about that, and I was like, man, that sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, she did that in Hereditary.
I love that we keep doing these horror variants and interesting story. I guess Tome was gonna, I guess if he was gonna do a variant, he would have done, this variant.
Oh, nice.
But he didn't, because we were just so pressed. We were just moving as fast as we were told to move. I like the Psycho one too, but Psycho was less than my
favorites.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite ones. Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, that's going old school. That's going digging deep, like the Demon's homage cover. I did love the Psycho cover.
Yeah, the Psycho cover was really cool. I'm still working on a number 5 second print if it gets one.
Is this legit? Is that a legit cover right there, or is that?
Yeah, it's a store variant. There's a store called Collector's Paradise in California that made a whole line of photo variants. They did one for each issue, so each issue had a specific dog on the front.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
That face the dogs make. Oh.
Then we set out to just murder people's feelings. It's kind of.
Another one I did love was the Carrie cover. I did love this one. I like that.
I think was the lone variant for number 2. That was the lone store variant for number 2. We didn't get a lot of store variants for 2, 3, or 4. But we got one, and it was Carrie. And of course, I'm biased because Malamute. But I love this one. I like the Staniak version of the Blair Witch one for issue 1.
Yeah, that one.
That one was really cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right there. Yeah.
Everybody loves that one. I mean, who doesn't love the Blair Witch? That's even a local horror story here. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Hey, it really happened.
Yes. But this cover started off much more monstrous than this. Like, it was going to be a different horror movie, and we did not like the way it was coming out. So it was more of a slasher thing, and it was not very good. Like, it wasn't more in our vein. So, you know, Tony helped them narrow it down to this Blair Witch thing. But what it was, I'll tell you more about it later.
Okay.
I'm excited.
Cool. Yeah.
It was scary. It was scary. It was really scary. And then, of course, you know, 7, that's a classic. I mean, we did a lot of...
Yeah,
that's 7.
7. Yeah, that's 7. Yep. Love it.
Yep. We did 7, but it's 11 if you see, because the dogs, because there's 11 dogs in.
Oh, yeah.
We were clever.
That's great. You know, that's terrific. I love it. You know, you got to get creative with these.
I love these homage covers. And in fact, I mean, like, I like the A covers too. I thought that the A covers had a nice theme across the A, you know, they had that nice mystery theme to them, you know, either the dogs hiding under the bed, they had that red theme kind of going in there. And then the B cover or the second printing covers were all red. Mm-hmm. That was, you know.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And then the third printings, we all went to homages. Mm-hmm. And then I think in the fourth printings, we're going to stick with homages.
Oh yeah.
So I have a question. In regards to when eventually the trade comes out, is there talks of doing like a hardcover edition of this trade?
I don't know about the hardcover, but if we do one, I really hope that we get, you know, to do like a really nice treatment for like some of these homage covers.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, even if it's just like, I would love to show like just process work. And I think that's so interesting when people show their process. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like showing your math. Yeah. It's like, you know, I want to see how the final product comes around. So I did a lot of my studying of art in that realm, like doing buying those art of books. I did a lot of that. Even for things I already knew how to draw, didn't matter. Like, I have a book that's like 3 inches thick of like Looney Tunes crap.
It goes a long way learning that stuff. Yeah.
It's all like process stuff, and that book's worth a fortune these days.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Yeah.
They don't even print that book anymore, or they do, but it's not the same. That's like a first edition. But I hope we get to do something really cool, like a nice. It collects everything. The Dog Days is what we're calling the future book to come out in the winter. Yeah, the Free Comic Book Day, all the covers and all the book, you know, together. I hope we get to do all that.
You know, with as big as this has been, I would not be surprised if there is a demand, or if they ask to do a hardcover with your step-by-step art, you know, in the back.
I would love to do like a VHS slipcase for it, like where it looks like an old VHS.
Yes.
Like something like that, I think would be really freaking cool. Like,
yes.
No, it deserves it, because your art is great. I mean, every panel, it's not like you're just like, oh, well, that's a cool cover, and then not really care. It's like every panel, every dog. I mean, there's so much detail and there's so much love into it. It's like, it deserves that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, maybe it might have been the noob in me, but I would zoom in really tight and like really draw the whole character, every panel. So like if a panel had 11 dogs in it, I'm drawing 11 dogs, like the full dog, and then taking out what I don't need.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's why it took so long, because I'm a noob.
No, but it's great. It pays off, clearly.
Oh yeah.
That's fun. I pre-ordered all the fourth prints yesterday. I have all the issues and B covers, and should be getting the third print #1 soon, hopefully. I'm in love with this series. That is
thank you.
Awesome.
Yes, the third, first of all, I was really blown away that we did the third printing, the FOC, the same day as issue 5, and then right away we're going to a fourth print. Mm-hmm. And I was like, huh? I don't understand how that worked, but whatever.
Carl Mercurio Jr. just wanted to quickly jump in and say thank you to Trish for an awesome book and story. Have multiple copies of all issues. Hopefully the story will continue.
It'll continue in its way. It's not going to be like somebody said they wanted me to do like 20 issues, and I laughed. I was like, "You want me to do this for 20 issues? You want me to like just torture these poor dogs for 20 issues?
Torture you and the readers for 20 issues?
Yeah, it's like there's only 11 dogs too. What do you want me to do after?
He could get more dogs. Like
there you go.
We toyed with so many different ideas. Like, they could have gotten more dogs. There was going to be a puppy show up. It was going to be a whole nightmare.
Oh, a puppy! That would have been heartbreaking.
That'd be awful.
Yeah,
so this is going to be animated at some point, hopefully. Who do you think would be a good cast of characters? What actors do you think would you like to voice?
Oh my lord!
Good question.
Yeah,
good question.
There are too many good people out there that I would love to see voice. Of course, you got your big ones. Your big time people in voice acting, like your Cree Summers and your Tara Strongs, those people that voice characters in our childhood.
Yeah, Tara's been doing it for decades now. It's crazy how long she's been doing it.
I first encountered Tara Strong's work with Timmy Turner and Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh yeah.
Man, I was like, and then I did a little piece when I found out she was the voice of Twilight Sparkle that had them both together, and it was like, we're both voiced by the same person, and they're pointing at each other, and it's very shocking. Very cute. It was like a postcard or whatever that I did at my first Brony convention. I didn't do very well that first year, but by the end of it, man, it was really good. I'm a big fish in a small pond there, not here.
So we'll take a little segue to that world.
That's right. We were going to talk about that.
So working on a licensed property like My Little Ponies for IDW. How long ago did that start, and what's that experience been like working on My Little Ponies?
Well, I had submitted my work to IDW for a long time before I actually got to do any work for them. I was actually, it was at a Brony convention where Sarah Richard, an artist who was doing covers for them, saw my work and gave it to the editor, and then the editor reached out to me asking me to do some retailer incentives. And IDW does their 1 in 10s.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was like a thing, but that's apparently their thing. So I was doing retailer incentives for my first few covers, and they didn't give me any direction. They were just like, draw a picture. And I was like, draw a picture. Okay. So of course, I present them with like 6 or 7 different ideas. Like, here's all the pictures. And they would choose one, and then I would finish that. And that would be their cover. So it started around 2012. Oh, wow. And, or 2013 for me. And then I was just doing retailer incentives up until Free Comic Book Day 2019. I did a Free Comic Book Day issue for them, the interiors. And I didn't get to do, or that didn't come out because Free Comic Book Day was basically canceled. Thanks COVID, ruining everything.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Shutting down the world. Yeah. Thanks.
I have like 10 copies of that book, the Free Comic Book Day issue here somewhere among my comps, among my piles of comps. But working on a licensed property is really interesting in comparison to doing your own thing. They both have their advantages, right? And they both have, like, you have the advantage on a licensed property of having like steady, like that work's always going to come in. If you're doing your own thing, what's cool about it is you're the boss. You get to say what it looks like. You get to say what it does, and you're in charge of the final product. Well, IDW, Hasbro, is in charge of the final product for My Little Pony.
Oh yeah.
So
big corporation.
Yeah. So they get to look at it all, and then they give you your feedback. I mean, I did a full issue for them. The whole process, it's fairly painless. You just follow the script, and they only made me change like one panel. There was like 2 ponies giving each other a significant glance, and they didn't want that. And I was like, oh, okay, erase.
But still, I mean, that's not bad. In the grand scheme of things. If it's just that.
Yeah, I'm sure that they come back at like a lot of people for stuff, but I mean, like, as far as the pony stuff is, it's pretty easy. Like, I put like a joke, a DuckTales joke in the background of one of mine. They didn't even catch it. Nobody caught it. It just went straight under the radar. I was like, ha. Yes.
Got one over on them.
Yeah.
But like if you ask Tony or Andy or anybody who's been working on those comics for a long time, they've gotten so many things past those guys. They don't even know, like crazy references. There's like all kinds of cool references in some of these books to cool old stuff, nerd stuff that we all would get and go, oh, I got a chuckle out of this, you know?
You know, speaking of DuckTales, you know, or I just started thinking of Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers. As a side note, little segue. I love that show. I didn't realize it until
Hey!
I drew this shirt. I drew this.
What you did?
whoa.
No way! Wow!
It's Chip and he's dressed as Thor.
Oh, that's awesome! I guarantee you at a convention you're going to get so many commissions. People asking to do that. You know?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I just opened the floodgates to rest Chip and Dale. And
Crossover artwork is my jam. I drew Chip and Dale as Thor and Loki, and that was like I wore that to Disney World one year because Chip and Dale are my favorites. So you know, I wore it to Disney World like a huge nerd.
I never realized it until when I was later that they were like, the way they were dressed. It was Indiana Jones and Magnum PI. I never put that together until later on. I'm like, I never. It's like how did I?
And you just went, how didn't I know this?
Yeah. Yes.
Hawaiian shirt.
But I have a red shirt that's just like this that has Chip and Dale all over it in their Rescue Rangers stuff from Disney World. Because I had somebody pick it up. I was like, this exists. Somebody get this for me. Like, please. I'm a huge nerd for Disney afternoon stuff. Like 80s and 90s animation. Give that to me in a large quantity.
Yeah.
You know?
Gargoyles. That was another one.
Gargoyles.
Gargoyles.
Can I please see a good reboot of Gargoyles? Like,
yes.
I can't.
Yes, please.
Yes.
I need a good reboot. Don't do none of that Teen Titans BS with them.
Yes, I know. It's keep it straight to its roots, how it was done. You know, it just
don't do any of that Thundercats roar business to it. Ugh. Oh my god. Yeah. Like I'll die. I have a lot of feelings.
Duck. There we go. Let's get dangerous.
Yeah. Darkwing Duck. I mean, hell. I think Peter's visiting your shop. He has a killer Darkwing Duck on a Disney cover in his bag, and he showed it the other night, and it was beautiful.
Oh, I
like,
I gotta go see this now. Holy crap, man, jeez.
Yeah, it's just commissioned for somebody, but I was like, he's drawing. He's gonna draw me a Tony Stark.
Oh, nice.
On an Iron Man blank. I was like, yes, I'm very happy. Wow. A Disney version, a Disney Prince version of Tony Stark.
that's awesome. I can see that. I see it.
Yeah, I like that. I like crossing over the genres. So you like give me like, you know, cartoon characters. I'll cross them up for you. I can draw pretty much any cartoon character out there.
Animaniacs would have been a great homage.
Oh yeah. Animaniacs. I used to draw them all the time. I made a keychain with them on it. It was really cute. I love.
No way. Wow.
Yeah. The new Animaniacs cartoon. I don't know if you've watched it, but
I heard mixed things about it. I was like, I don't know if it's for me or not.
It was all right.
Okay.
I mean, like you remember how it was, right?
Yeah.
It was kind of goofy and political. They get a
It
little.
was very smart at the same time. Those jokes were so smart. It was some of them. I watch it now. I'm like, how did I never pick this up?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah, it was like it hit on so many levels when I was a kid. Animaniacs, Tiny Toon Adventures, those cartoons all done by the same studios. The same people were involved with them, so of course the humor was all the same. And it all just hit me, like, you know, it hits the sweet spot of nostalgia. So if you want to see any of that stuff, go to my Twitter page. I draw that stuff all the time and then post it up randomly.
So you heard that out there, YouTube and Facebook. There you go.
There you go.
At Trish Forstner.
There you go. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out.
Lisa Des loves stray dogs.
Oh, awesome. Yay. Thanks, Lisa.
Ooh, Fraggle Rock. You know.
Oh, Fraggle Rock.
So, you know, I was more into the Muppet Show. You know, I never really watched Fraggle Rock as much as I watched the Muppet Show because I love the Muppet Show. And but I've gone back and tried watching a few episodes of Fraggle Rock. It's pretty cute. It's not bad.
I will tell you what, Jay Fosgate does some killer Fraggle Rock art. Oh my gosh, Muppet stuff and like Sesame Street, you name it. Like any of those like old puppet shows, he does killer artwork for that stuff. I think he actually worked on the comic. Wasn't there a Fraggle Rock comic?
There was. It was I think 2-3 years ago. There was a Fraggle Rock comic. It was a weird shape.
Yeah.
I remember it was like kind of like a rectangle.
Yeah.
It was weird. Yeah.
Kind of like skinnier or shorter than a normal book, but it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. He did some work for that, and it's amazing. His work is great.
All Dogs Go to Heaven homage cover would be cool.
Oh my God! Yes, it would.
Yeah.
Yes, it would. What I really loved about the posters of movies back in the day was that they were like painted.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. It was his name. It was Don. I forget what his name is.
Yeah, he did all.
He did them all. He did them all. I forget what his name was. But he was fantastic.
There's a beautiful one for Balto that is just amazing. And Tony found the original sketch work for that, and he now owns it, and I'm so jealous.
Wow.
I mean, a lot of those ones from the 80s, I would just like Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
You mean the Secret of Nim poster?
Yeah.
That one was beautiful. I got to see some process work on that, and it was just that's the good stuff. Holy Grail stuff, like that's my side quest in life, is to acquire this one item. And then, like put it in my inventory, and then I can die happy.
So one of my big regrets, speaking of that, I went to San Diego Comic-Con 2 years ago. It was the last one before the shutdown. I'm a big Tick fan. I love the Tick.
Oh, the Tick.
Yes. To me, the animated series is probably one of the smartest and best animated shows ever.
Did you like the Amazon show?
It was okay. I
liked it.
You like it. I hold the original comics and the cartoon series. I hold it right here in my chest. I love it. And so we were working right across from their booth. And so I bought up all their shirts, all the toys, all the comics, and I met the actual voice actor for the Tick there.
Oh, cool.
And, it was the one he's getting ready to leave. He signed my comic. It was fantastic. But they had an original page from issue 2 for sale, and I almost bought it. We went out to eat, celebrate. I came back, gone. Someone already bought it.
You were like one of the great regrets of your life.
Yes, it is. Yeah, owning that original page from issue 2 of the Tick. I'm like, God, damn.
Oh my God.
He who hesitates.
Yep, exactly.
That's what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say.
I almost bought a car once. We were in a show in Pennsylvania, and there was a car there. It was a Pontiac 2+2. It's an 80s car. I almost bought it, and I didn't have like $3,000 at the time. And I regret to this day not buying it because it was in such good shape. And it would have been a really cool car to drive.
Is that a V6, V8, or?
I believe it was a V8.
Yeah, nice.
Or V6. I don't know. I might have been in that range, but I like cars too. So I have like an 85 Monte Carlo SS in the driveway. I have and my husband's restoring a 70 El Camino. That's like his jam.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So we're car people in our house. We're car people, and I'm a cartoon person, I guess.
You could do cartoon. You could do like the little magazine, cartoons.
Oh, let me tell you what I got. I got a blank cover. I got like 2 blank covers for cartoons for the magazine.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the magazine came out with some new issues or whatever, and you could buy blanks from them. So I bought 2. I bought a couple of blanks from them, and I don't know what I'm going to put on them yet, but I got a couple of cartoons blanks.
Wow, that is.
I want to draw some like Rat Fink or something cool, you know, old stuff, old car stuff.
Yeah. Oh my, we come from a car family too. We have uncles, grandfathers. They're all car enthusiasts. And our uncle, he rebuilt a 38 Plymouth?
38 Plymouth, yeah.
38 Plymouth. He rebuilt it from the ground up. Yeah, he takes it to car shows all the time. So yeah, anytime I see like car show, classic cars, I'm there. I love it. Yeah.
I love classic cars.
Yeah.
But I was surprised to see a cartoons blank, and I was like, I'll buy a couple of those. Why not? I don't know what I'll put on them yet, but why not?
Yeah, so you said cartoons blanks. I'm like, wait, what? Whoa. Those exist? That's crazy.
Yep, they do. They do exist. And they're pretty new, so it's not like it's like an old magazine. The magazine's been around forever, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's since the 70s, I think? 60s?
Yeah. Yep. My husband showed it to me a long time ago. Favorite part of Animaniacs, huh?
Yeah. For me, it's like I
like the side characters in Animaniacs more than I like the main characters. So, like, not Pinky and the Brain, but it was like Buttons and Mindy and Rita the cat and the dog. Rita and Runt, I like them.
The pigeons.
the
pigeons.
The pigeons.
Yes, yeah. It wasn't until I got older I watched Goodfellas. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I have a greater appreciation for the pigeons now.
Yep, I like them. I like Slappy Squirrel. I liked all the side characters in Animaniacs more than I liked the three brats that would jump around and make a bunch of noise.
Yeah.
I like whenever they make fun of William Shatner. It's always the best.
Mm-hmm.
William Shatner karaoke. Whatever.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man. You said that right. Hello, nurse.
Hello, nurse. Yep.
Oh, Trisha's here. Can't miss this, Ryan. Yeah, absolutely. You cannot miss. Absolutely. With Comics Lead here, you cannot miss it. Yeah. So we talked about Don Bluth. Are there any other influence? So are you running short on time? How much time do you have?
No, I'm good.
You good? Okay. I just realized we've been chatting for over an hour now.
I've got my cup of water here. I'm good.
Okay, cool.
For now, I'm good.
So besides Don Bluth, who are some of your bigger influences when you're in your art?
So I draw influence from a lot of places. So different, like classic animation we've talked about, Don Bluth, the Warner Brothers cartoons, Disney animation in the golden era of animation for them, the Renaissance animation era for them. Up to the Lion King, and then after that, I mean, it was all Disney's just pure gold wherever you go. But
have you watched the documentary Waking Sleeping Beauty about the Disney era of transitioning from the 80s to the 90s, and it became like the new era, the new Renaissance?
Yeah, the Renaissance. Yeah, all of that was. I love that sort of behind the scenes look and how they moved their company forward.
Tone Rodriguez. Who's Tone Rodriguez?
Who's Tone Rodriguez? He's here. He hears us. Oh my God. Tone is the sweetest. Don't let him fool you with his headaches. That was like his thing last night or the night before, whatever it was. He had a headache and he was being very salty. But he is a beautiful, beautiful man.
Yeah, he's a great guy. A lot of great stories. I just love listening to his stories. Whether it's working for Bongo Comics, working on The Simpsons, or that
story about The Office. That never.
Oh yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, the artwork.
All the time.
The piece of art they had him do, and it was like blurred out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, the hentai. Oh my God, that was a great story. I liked all of that. Aw. Yeah, he vandalized a whole bunch of books at your guys' store.
Oh, really?
The other day. Yeah, he did with his name. He put his name on them all. Yep.
I'm sure Ernie's squirreled it away somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all probably. Well, I know that they were lined up. I know that a lot of them belong to other people who bought them on the live sale, but I know that there's probably some extras in there.
Yeah, I know. Oh, we know Ernie.
I got a whole pile of sketch covers here from Ernie that I have to draw stuff on. Also.
Oh, hey, yes, you're not alone, Tone. He's signing more now. How about that?
Oh, see, I'm glad they showed up. Oh my God, I was so worried. The post office has not been my friend lately, so
or anyone.
Yeah, or anyone.
Oh no, like I was really worried that they weren't going to show up. Like I had 10 boxes from you guys or from Ernie. 10 huge, like those long boxes.
We call them the Moabs.
Yeah, those boys. I had like 10 of those, and so I signed them all and I sent them back. I was worried they weren't going to make it there in time. I hope Tone doesn't hurt his hand. He needs that for drawing.
Yes, he does. Yeah. He always gets commissions. Always gets requests at the wazoo. Like I said,
he won't take my money anymore. So it's
We need to get you out to the store. It's got to happen. We need to get you out here, and it will go nuts. It'll be gangbusters. I guarantee it. It'll be nuts.
Yeah, I'm getting approached by a lot of folks to draw stuff for them, and it's like I really want to open for commissions, but I want to be like a person who can fulfill that request really quickly. And I don't feel like I'm in that spot yet. But soon, I will be.
So, little transition back to the My Little Ponies. I'm curious because I've never been to one.
Oh, you want to know about a BronyCon?
Wait, what is a BronyCon like? I can't begin to imagine what that's like.
Okay, so BronyCon was started, like the actual BronyCon, that's what it's called. It was started in New York, and so then it came down to Baltimore in 2012 for the 2013 year. And that year we welcomed 10,000 bronies.
Wow.
How crazy is that? 10,000, mostly adult men, mostly grown-up dudes like My Little Pony. They come to our town. They celebrate. It's a big party for them. It's not, it's more about acceptance because a lot of them, they just want to go to a place and have fun without like pressure. And that's kind of all it was. And so there's a lot of art that came out of it, a lot of music. There's fan music. Like they took songs from the show and like DJs and, they have parties and dance parties and all that stuff with the music, remixing it and everything. They created characters based on some of these people for the show. So like the show was really involved in it. It was, and a lot of those people that started out small, like crafters and artists and people, they're all in the industry now. They're all in not just our industry, but they're in music and they're in animation and they grew up with that and that's where they came from. So I think that's really cool. I think it's just a big party, and they still do them. They still do the BronyCons. There's a West Coast one that I think is going to happen in August, in Seattle.
Wow.
Not West Coast. Seattle. There's going to be one happening, I think, in September or August. One of them two. I think, what's that one called? Crud, now I can't remember the name of it. It just escaped me. There was a whole lot of them. Like, there's a whole lot of them. They were nationwide. They were popping up everywhere. Worldwide, too.
Wow.
There used to be one in England or in Europe. There's been a couple there. They were everywhere.
Wow. My
Little Pony was a phenomenon. And I don't think it's something that'll be repeated. That was another lightning in a bottle situation.
I would say, yeah. So if I didn't invest in one of those, it's like
kidding.
Well, I mean, and it was that particular generation. I guess it hit really hard, and it was a really smartly written show, and it had great talent. Like, what cartoon that has Weird Al Yankovic as a guest, Patton Oswalt as a guest, William Shatner as a guest?
Oh, William Shatner was on there?
Yeah, he was a pony. He was a pony.
Wow.
He was a pony. Yep.
Wow.
I mean, they had so many cool guests, so many neat like cameos. Weird Al Yankovic's character was named Cheese Sandwich, and he was a crazy pony that had parties all the time, and he played an accordion, and they made him just like him. I mean, it was like, fantastic. Yeah. But yeah, all about everything about that show was like a cultural, like a pop cultural thing. They did throwbacks to stuff. There was anime references in it. There was all kinds of like one of the episodes, like the unicorn, she gets all the powers of all the other unicorns and alicorns in the kingdom, and she does this like Dragon Ball Z like freaking crazy move. I'm like, whales one of the bad guys like into the distance, and then he comes back with like some giant meteor and tries to it's just crazy.
That's I had a friend. We have a friend who was really into the show. He kept telling me, Drew, you gotta watch it. It's so smart, so good. I'm like, man, I don't know. It's like
feels like you're trying to trick me.
Yeah, it's like
feels like you're trying to trick me into watching a kid's show.
Yes.
Yeah.
But now as I'm saying Shatner's in it, I'm like, check it out now. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean he has a cameo in it in the later seasons. Patton Oswalt plays a nerd character who is into this other character called Daring Do that's based on like Indiana Jones. So he's like, going around a convention with another character, and they're, debating all the ins and outs of this fictional character that turns out to be real in their world. Oh my God. Oh, it's all convoluted, but by the time you get to the end of it, you realize how smart the show was. It ends well. It's really neat. It was a really neat time for kids.
Is that lightning in a bottle?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a really neat time for kids when there really wasn't a good show for kids. I mean, what do you got now? SpongeBob? Who cares? I don't care about SpongeBob.
No.
So speaking of 80s and 90s licensed properties, cartoon shows, I see Care Bears over your left shoulder.
Yeah.
Have you worked with Care Bears at all, or is that?
I want to. No, I haven't worked with them at all, but I would love to. They had a comic. It was like basically like 6 issues or 7 issues or something. That came out couple of years ago. That was really good. I don't know if you hear that, but that's my dog.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
that was my Alaskan Malamute coming in from outside.
Hey.
She wants a treat now. But yeah, I would love to do stuff with Care Bears. I have a Care Bear right above my desk.
Oh, nice. Hey.
Aw.
Good Luck's my favorite. Good Luck has always brought me good luck. But the Care Bears are, I go back way a long time with them. Like Care Bear Cousins in the 80s, those were my jam. I used to have a little Swift Heart Rabbit stuffed animal that I would carry around everywhere. And I have no idea where it is now, but I have little Beanie Babies that came out afterwards. I bought those. And of course, And of course, I got the Kool-Aid Man back there. He's chilling.
Yeah, there he is.
Grogu chilling back there.
Yeah, there he is. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Got some dinosaurs from Firefly back there too. Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal. Yeah, I'm a nerd. I collect a bunch of nerd stuff.
At some point, I'm going to be doing I may do a little tour through my place. You can see all the stuff I've accumulated over the years. The one piece of animation I'm glad I have. I met the original animator for Masters of the Universe. Tom Cook, I think was his name, and he did a Skeletor for me. And,
cool!
Yeah, I got it framed up on my wall. I'm gonna show that off. Yeah.
Speaking of, did you see the new trailer for?
You can.
Yes.
How do we feel? How do we feel?
So I'm gonna say I'm cautiously optimistic.
Me too.
So it looks amazing. He-Man looks terrific. Yeah. But some people have conveyed some of my concerns where it may or may not be a bait and switch where this will all be the first episode. Everything we saw is the first episode. And then everything else from after that is going to be focused on Tila and everyone else afterwards. We don't know if that's fact or not. We'll see what happens. But regardless, the art looks fantastic.
Yeah, animation's great.
Yeah, the animation looks great. I like what they did with Orko. He doesn't look like a little wimp anymore.
Yeah. It looks like a battle ravaged. Yeah. Battle damaged Orko.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just looks like he's seen some things.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh my God, Battle Cat.
Battle Cat. Yeah. I think Sean somewhere, we have a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive He-Man. He got from 2 years ago. Yeah,
that's right.
Oh, what's going on? Oh, my Edible Arrangements is here.
Hey! Shout out to
Edible Arrangements. Yeah.
Oh, Colleen. Oh, my cousin. Oh, my husband's cousin. Oh, even better. I don't know anything, but yeah. So it's been really cool. This book has opened so many doors for me. I don't even understand how which door to go in next. And Tone's listening. He'll tell you this isn't the way it's supposed to go. I'm not supposed to be talking to you guys right now. I'm supposed to be floundering on my face for my first failed giant book.
Hey.
But it's just lightning in a bottle.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's so cool. I wish I had things to show you. Oh, I only have one thing that I could show you, but it's in the kitchen. I made one of 10, or I have a 10-piece only limited set of metal mugs that I had engraved. I gave one to Tone. I gave one to everybody who was involved, but I still have a couple left. I still have 4 left. And it's a metal mug that has stray dogs on it. My husband looks like he's digging for it. He's going to bring it to me. He might bring it to me so I can show you.
Speaking of that, it's I wouldn't be surprised if Image it says hey, we want little toys, we want little dog miniatures.
Man, I would love merchandise. I'm worried about the movie. I think all of that stuff's tied up with the movie. Yeah, see, Tone's got his mug. He loves it. It's tiny. It looks like you could have cappuccino in it.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Thank you, dear.
Exclusive here.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then it's got the logo on the side.
Wow.
Everyone's going to want one of these now.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a 1 in 10, a 1 in 10 run. My friend who I met at a pony convention. All my connections are from pony cons. His name is Igor Bass. He runs a shop called My Little Ties. You can get custom stuff from him engraved on whatever. and he did these like rainbow mugs, and I was like, "Oh, I want some." Oh no!
There you go.
Oh wow!
He didn't realize how limited they were. Now onto eBay.
So I write comic books on the side too. I'm working on one right now for Kickstarter. And I'm curious, what has been what's it like working with Tony Fleeks when you get a script from him to illustrate for you to illustrate it? Is there much pushback from you on the script? You're like, I might want to change this scene, or
no, I didn't push back at all. I think the only thing that I really did was put stuff in the background, like of everything. Like he didn't really. Oh yeah, 1 of 10. I didn't really push back at him. I think that the script did change from the time we started to the time we ended. It changed a bunch of times. There were things that we reworked. He had a lot of control over like the final look of the book. Like and he was also the letterer. So
oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he also did a lot of that work too, which was really tough. So I tried to just what's really cool with the two of us is we would just text each other. Like if I needed clarity, I would just text him and be like, what's this mean? Or here's a picture. This is what I was thinking. Is that good? We have a lot of good back and forth between the two of us. And I guess, and Tone with his layouts, it was so easy to just kind of, drop the characters in. At the beginning, they would put these shapes in that looked more like actual dogs. So I kind of, if you look at the first issue versus later issues, the poses to me feel a little stiffer, a little like more regimented, because the shapes that were in the layouts were looked very definitive. That's what had to be there, So I needed to follow that really good. But later it just turned out that it would just be like the backgrounds, and then I would drop the dogs in, and I would simplify the backgrounds a bit because, Tone, being the beautiful attention to detail man he is, would just make these backgrounds so rich, and for animation you don't really need that. So for the style we were going for, we didn't really need that.
That's awesome to have. Yeah. So what was the hardest, what was one of the harder panels or pages you had to do according to his script, and what was one of the easier pages or panels you got to do?
Well, the hardest one was issue 4, splash page with taxidermy dog.
Oh, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Yeah.
I think that page was the hardest, and that page was the scariest. But the easiest would also be, I'm trying to think, was there an easy page? Actually, there's a really hard page. There's a really series of hard pages coming in issue 5, and I can't spoil them. Ooh. But equally as traumatizing, you'll see.
Great.
Great, I'm not buying this now.
Can't wait.
I don't want to see how it ends now.
That page took forever. Wow.
See? Yeah, that page took forever. And that page took me like 3 days of just like, do I want to sit here and stare at this for 3 days while I just slowly ink through it? Oh my God. But yeah, like I think like the easy pages will have a lot of the dogs on them, honestly. Like I'll have pages that were just like straight up, here's 11 dogs in one panel. Good luck. And the panel's this, tiny thing.
Wow.
But it's like, nope, that's fine by me. I could do a lot of nonsense in the backgrounds, have the dogs interacting back there. Significant glances. Aldo and Killer's interactions always killed me because they were, I like to feature them as like the best friends. Like those two knew each other or know each other for a long time. So they interact really well. And then, Other Henry was always fun to draw in the background doing silly things, having just a crazy look on his face or running or whatever. I like drawing all the dogs. Yeah. But all the easy pages have a lot of dogs on them.
Oh, that's good to know.
Great.
I wouldn't have thought that, but man, that's cool.
Yeah. Any of the scenes where they're kind of like interacting, or there's a lot of subtle acting. I like that too because I like to think I'm pretty good at the subtle like glances. Like that series of pages in issue 4 I told you about, the one page was just Imogene taking account of who's there and who's not. And she sees the ones missing. That page is my favorite. And I don't think a lot of people get it on the level that I get it, and that's fine. But man, I took a lot of that's a lot of heart to me. You know. That page was fun. And then another page that was really fun was, I think, in one of the earlier issues, in issue 2, Imogene, and then there's a whole day passes, and she's just like, she's going from like, I'm awake to I'm asleep to I'm awake again, you know? And it's like light and dark. That one was fun to do too.
Incredible.
Yeah.
This book has so much fun stuff in it. I mean, like, who doesn't love it?
Every panel.
Literally every panel in every issue. So, I'm sure have you been hit up a lot by other writers and artists like, hey, come work with us? Have you had any of that yet? Or just more or less congratulations at this point?
So far, it's just a lot of congrats. I really want to do something with Garrett. Only, so I've just been kind of like stalking him through various live streams and sales.
He finally showed up here in Indy. He is real.
Yeah,
he exists.
Yeah, I was like, hey, and I stalked him onto, of course, the live sale. I was like, hey, buddy.
Yeah,
it's just me, But I kind of was just like, we should do a Stray Dogs crossover. It's Good Boy. And and then of course we'll never get that because you've got too many wheels in motion there. So the closest thing to get would be that Kickstarter that Tony and I are going to do 2 pages on. It's going to be really cool. I can't really give anything away. It's only 2 pages, but they hit that mark, so they hit it on their Kickstarter. But I suggest everybody backing it if they want to see what we and Tony come up with.
When is it going to be up on Kickstarter?
Yeah,
it's on Kickstarter now. It's
on now. Oh, hey, yeah. Let's show it right now.
It's on now. It's happening now.
Yeah.
What's the name of it exactly?
The Good Boy comic, I believe, is what the Kickstarter is. I want to say it's the Good Boy comic.
Good Boy. Yep, here we go. The Last Old Dog. Oh yeah, here we go. Got it. Oh yeah, Ernie showed me this, I think.
Did you see the ash can? The ash can, it's like reverse John Wick. So the human dies and the dog goes on a killing spree.
Yes,
Ernie was talking about
yes, he was. Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
So how fun does this concept look? I mean, like, it just looks like I don't know. But in this world, like, there's anthropomorphic dogs and people that live in the same world, and I'm like, okay, that's fine. I can suspend disbelief long enough to know that this dog and his partner John went and did assassinations and stuff, and then they tried to retire, and so his owner gets killed.
Wow.
When they try to retire.
That's a lot of stretch goals right there. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, look at that business. Yeah. And they've even added more stretch goals in here, ever since. And to the end there, because they were only up to 25,000 before, or 26,000. And I mean, my goodness, they had to get to 23,000 just to get the story from me and Tony.
Wow.
But like I said, it's 2 pages, but it's going to be a short little scene, and it'll be really fun.
That's cool.
Look at that business. Look at that. That looks like fire. That looks like fire. I love it.
If it gets to a point, he may have to ask you to do a variant cover. May have to ask you to do a Good Boy variant cover.
Well, like I was saying, I think I might be doing one for Comics Elite. Gotta ask Ernie on that one though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be really cool. I would love to do something for you guys anyway, because Comics Elite's like my home store right now.
That's awesome. We only wish you were here. We just wish you were here, man.
Who's a good boy? Yeah.
This is great. Oh,
look at that homage.
Wow.
That is awesome.
Double wow.
Wow.
I mean,
I'm gonna have to get this one.
Yeah.
And people actually order, like, you have to back it just to get these covers. I backed it like the $75 tier, the $75 tier, which I think gets you all the covers. And a chromium one. One of them is chrome. And I think somebody already bought the original artwork to all these. I think Thomas Mom was one of them. He's a big time shopper with you guys.
Yep. Oh yeah, I know that name. FMF just did a pledge. Love it. That's terrific. And the link is in the chat if you need to. If you want to go back it. Yeah, we've got it in there.
Go get it. This thing's fire. I love Garrett anyway. He's great. And Chrissy's great. So just give it a shot anyway. I mean, I think it's really cool. Like Kickstarter is really cool to get some of these projects off the ground anyway. But like, look, you can buy original interior artwork for like $300 and you get all the covers plus the original page.
Whoa!
Like, holy camoles!
It's kind of hard to say no to that. Oh man!
Right. I mean, like that's not that bad. I mean, I've seen, you see original pages go for like $500,
if not more than that.
If not more than that.
Yeah.
And original covers, they do the same thing. And if in shops, if they back it, there's a secret thank you variant, which I've seen, which is beautiful, and everyone would love, but I can't tell about it. But it's really cool. The secret thank you variant is really cool, and hopefully it's very limited.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think as soon as we're done here, we're gonna be back in this. Yeah, 100%. There's 11 days to go.
Yeah,
35 backers. That's amazing.
Wow.
That's really good. I mean, like I didn't, not to say that I didn't have any faith in it, but I didn't think it would make it to $23,000. I thought they got funded. Like they were original ask was $9,000. They got funded in like 3 hours. So you can't really beat that, man.
Yeah.
So back it. I mean, I like Kickstarter for indie projects anyway, and I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe you'll get to maybe Ethan Van Sciver numbers. You're doing like $2 million, $3 million.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, I would never hit those heights, and I've been too scared to put a project on there. Not that I have anything in the barrel that I would put on there, but it just seems like a lot of work.
Wow.
See, there's another Kickstarter. Oh, and Tony's got a Kickstarter coming up soon.
Wow.
Yeah, I can throw that out there. Why not?
Yeah,
my book. But it's Tony's book. He wrote a thing called Time Shopper, and it was supposed to come out a couple years ago from another publisher, but something happened, and that never happened. So now they're going to put it on Kickstarter. And Time Shopper is about a guy who's supposed to go back in time and fix things that were wrong, but instead sees how cheap things are and uses his money to buy everything. Like buy stuff, and then of course
20 copies of Action Comics #1.
Yeah, exactly, stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah, stuff like that. So it's fun. It looks fun, and I've seen the ash can for that, and it's pretty good.
So is that on Kickstarter now as well, or is
it'll be coming. It'll be coming soon. I think they're aiming for July or sometime after the 5th issue, sometime after issue 5 drops. Cool. They'll be running that, because I think Tony wanted to kind of seal up issue 5 and make that like it's nice final plate, and then go into this next project.
Wow.
But yeah, it's that one's gonna be boss. I like these indie projects. I mean, I'm not a fan of things that get timey-wimey, but when you're jumping around in time streams. But this one was really fun when I read it.
It sounds fun. Yeah.
There's too much seriousness a lot in comics right now. So
it's just that's one thing. That's what I appreciate about your book, Stray Dogs. Granted, it's somewhat serious, but it's got that art. There's a little bit of levity. You can have fun with it. It's different, and it's hard to find those books that are just fun.
Yeah,
fun to read. DC and Marvel kind of doing that now, a little bit. Yeah. You got little glimmers here and there, but there's a lot of fun indie stuff like Ultra Mega. That is so much fun.
It's just fun.
It's fun. Orphan and the Five Beasts by James Stocco at Dark Horse. A lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw your review on that.
His art in that is off the chain. Like I know. Have you read it? Have you seen it yet? Or
I've seen the covers. I've seen. I haven't had. Listen, my read list is.
Yeah.
Yep.
But when you get to issue 2, his art in that is just It's like
it's just there's no words.
Yeah.
You're just looking at it like, who does this and how?
Yeah. It's hard to find. It's hard to find those comics where you can just legitimately have fun, come away laughing. Like,
Yes.
the only one for DC really for me like that is the Super Sons.
Yeah.
With Damian and John Kent. To me that's like the fun book.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But,
I mean, like, I think ever since like, the Deadpool movie, like Deadpool tries to be, kind of the funny one, I guess.
Yeah.
Anymore.
And that breaking the fourth wall can really only get you so far. You know? And unfortunately, like I feel like it's getting kind of old to this point now with Deadpool. Like they really just pushed him too hard, and they're kind of putting that on Harley Quinn too. And they pushed her really hard. It's like let's ease this back a little bit. It's just
I kind of feel that too. And I like Harley when she's not, when she's by herself.
Yeah.
I don't like Harley and Joker as a thing anymore. That's kind of like that was a phase. They did it once, and okay, that's fine.
Let's do something new.
Yeah, let's do something new. Yeah, good boy.
Ooh, Warcorn's birthday bash exclusive.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I did a Warcorn's birthday bash exclusive for Bird City Comics, and that was really fun. That was my Little Pony homage.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, I got to My Little Pony everything. I think you can find it online on there, but you'd have to go to a competitor's website. And I don't think you want to do that. But yeah, no, I think. Oh, look, I'll find it for you. You don't have to go there.
Okay.
I'll get it for you. You won't have to go. But yeah, it was really fun to get to do that, and that was my first interactions with Garrett. Laura at Bird City was the intermediary. I didn't really get to interact with Garrett until later. Let's see, Warcorns. Oh, you know what? Shit, I'll just go to my Dropbox and grab it. Duh. Duh. I don't have to go to their website. I can just go to my Dropbox. Sorry, guys.
We're going to go through the various other Stray Dogs variant covers here that are just ridiculous.
Wacko.
Yeah.
Yeah, aren't they crazy? The variant covers were really cool. And like so there are fans that have created their own covers that have been really cool. I've seen quite a few. Can you guys see?
It's the Knives Out homage cover, I think.
Oh,
yeah, I think. Yeah.
Oh, that's not really an homage to anything. That's more like my version of like what.
We're gonna zoom in on yours real quick. We're gonna zoom in. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah. Boom. Rainbows explosions.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Rainbows
Color
explosions.
explosion.
Yes.
And a pony eating crayons, and I like him. He's the best. And the one with the cigarette cracks me up. And
I'm surprised you got away with that. You could do that. Wow.
Well, I mean, it's not really like I'm not like using their characters, and the style isn't something that's theirs. So it's kind of like a fair use thing. I would call it like a parody.
Smoke now.
Yeah, Wolverine. Yeah, he can't even. He can't have you can have one of the cigars on the covers anymore, or in the comics anymore. It's crazy.
Well, I was gonna say this pony or this character smokes a cigarette in the comic, so
that's awesome. That's
great. So I was like, let me just steal everybody's character a little bit, and I just kind of threw bright colors and rainbows and stars and you name it.
Wow.
I just basically threw a whole box of crayons at it.
Fantastic.
Yeah, the sketch was like that.
Ooh, is that going to be a variant cover to do? Like, you're going to have like a sketch cover?
I wish that would be like a variant cover. That would be cool.
Yes,
I bet you
absolutely.
People would get that.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure. Yes, people love sketch covers. Yeah, like sketch
yeah.
cover like that. Yeah,
like the sketch variant. It was all the pink in the background was supposed to be more like camo, and then I was like, and then I thought it would be a little too busy. So it just ended up being like a pinky orange color. Whatever.
It works. It works.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really cool to get to do that. There's like the line art.
Wow, there we go.
That's
great.
Yeah, the line art was really cool. So many sketches of so many random characters. I don't know much about them. I mean, other than what I've read in Warcorns. Okay, so I did read Warcorns. It's a fun book. And of course, when Garrett was there, I was like, I guess I'll just buy Workhorns the whole set again because I was missing one of them and I didn't remember which one it was, so I ended up picking the whole setup again.
I do that when I'm out. I'm a big Moon Knight fan. Whenever I'm going through long boxes, if my phone isn't working or whatever, if I don't update my list, I'm like, do I already have this issue of Moon Knight or not? I forget.
I'm already buying this. It's fine.
Exactly. Yeah,
doesn't matter buying it.
Yeah, I do that a lot. I'm like, when Squirrel Girl was a thing, like back when she first came back out, I was like, oh, I lost track of so many issues. I think I got like 6 or 7 different, stacks of just missing. I'm missing this one or whatever. I started collecting them. I didn't know about this whole variant world back then. So I was just, buying whatever I liked and whatever I saw that I liked. It didn't have to be a variant, or I didn't know anything about variants back then.
We didn't know about it until we met Sean. Yeah. Really back in 2017.
2017.
Yeah, and we're just like, whoa, there are ratio variants.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's that? Explain me all of these things. So I learned all of this stuff very recently, and I'm like, so I just did a store variant versus a ratio or an incentive, and so I've done retailer incentives before. I can check that one off the resume, and I've done store variants now, so I can check that off the resume. Now we're gonna go to getting to be like a 1 in 25 kind of person.
That's fantastic. That's a great boat to be in. Yeah, you're right there with the Stanley Art Germs. You're with Greg Capullo, Ryan Stegmans. That's awesome.
Oh, all those people are so good. I don't deserve to be in a lot of these boats, but I'll do my best.
Right place, right time, lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, you're there.
I do my best. I'm doing my best. But I'm gonna. I think we should wrap it here.
Yeah, I was actually 2 hours now.
Good show, everyone. I talked too much.
No. This has been great. It's like time has flown by in this chat. This has been terrific.
Yeah.
Trish, our very first interview. Thank you for coming. We appreciate it.
Of course. Yes. I'll come back anytime you guys want.
Yeah,
it's all good.
We need to get you back on if you're not in locally anytime in the future, but after issue 5 comes out. We need to get you.
We can do a retrospect about how much of a monster I am.
That'd be great. So we need to get Sean involved in this. We need to get Sean here, and maybe we can reach out to Tone, get Tone in, or if you can reach out to Tony Fleeks.
Tony's a good talk. He's got a lot of good stories too. Tone has a lot of good stories. He's my favorite storyteller. And then Brad's the only one I don't think we can ever seem to nail down to go do interviews with us. He's the colorist. Okay. He's in charge. He's in charge of why you see so much red. Actually, we all kind of said if you watch an animated film, the color theory plays a lot into how you feel throughout the film.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We kind of wanted that feeling through this book, so you kind of get that feeling through this book.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So once again, everyone. I want to say everyone out there, thank you for tuning in. We appreciate it. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell. It's down there somewhere, usually. And we'll see you guys again later this week. And Trish, thank you. Fantastic. You want to say goodbye to everyone out there?
Bye, everyone. Follow me on not Twitch. Jeez. Twitter. I don't stream anything yet. So follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Trish Forstner. If you want to follow my Facebook, that's fine, but it's just mostly reposts from Instagram. Okay. Or memes or funny memes I find.
Perfect.
Yep. Yeah. All right, guys. You take it easy out there. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys again next time.